Hey guys, what's up? I know it's been a minute, but we finally got episode 8 out just for Toei Animation to come and kick it down. So, yeah, I'm gonna start doing some update videos here to try and keep some engagement with you guys, interact with you a bit more, and answer some questions you might be having. Got a nice little list here of some things I want to go over and update you guys on. First thing on the agenda is about episode 8, right? Episode 8 is still going through copyright issues, and it should be back in about 16 days or so, maybe less. It's a little finicky with them, so it's hard to tell sometimes. So on the YouTube channel right here, you can kind of see, oh, episode 8, it's right there, but what's this? Pending removal? Well, what does that mean? Copyright's not necessarily a problem. The problem is that it's Toei, so they can see that these are their episodes and things like that, which is fine. We are using it under fair use. It's meant to be parody, right? But Toei is still going to go through every motion that they can to try and demotivate us. And that's my understanding as far as I know what's going on here. So, you know, when that video gets uploaded, there's a strike on it. They say, hey, you can't use this content or your video is going to be blocked and won't be able to be seen. Yeah, I don't have a good example here for you right now, but you get the gist. I'll submit the appeal. They'll never really let it go through. They'll say, no, go fuck yourself. And then they'll say your video is going to be on copyright strike takedown. And then that takes 10 days. So as you can see here, your video is scheduled to be removed in 1 day. Luckily, this isn't business days, so it's actually about 10 days. Then here's the hard part, right? This is fine. I want this to go through. But I wish it would just go through instantly. So the next problem is I need this to go through all the way so that we then get a copyright strike against our channel. Because when I get that, then I'm able to properly dispute it legally and tell them, hey, you guys can't do this. Legally, we are allowed to do this. We're not selling your content. It's been heavily modified. It's our own writing, our own voices, our own sound effects. We heavily edit it. It's our own story in this way, too, because Toei doesn't own the rights to One Piece as a story. They own the rights to their animation, which their animation is being heavily modified. So, once that's done and that submission is completed and the legal battle starts, they have 10 days to respond, 10 business days to respond. So that means weekends don't really count. So it's going to be more like 12, maybe 13 or 14 days, and they'll wait till the last second. So I hope that breakdown kind of helps you understand what's going on here. So, Episode 8, Part 2 is also nearly done. So that's good news. All that really needs done with it is some visual effects, sound effects, and a little bit of vocal foley. Vocal foley is basically voice acting, ad-libbed moments, grunts, and fighting sounds. Things like that, like, gum gum pistol, and 3-sword style, and things like that. Or getting punched, you know, that kind of stuff that we can't really plan in the script for. Now I'm just going to kind of go through a rundown of where everything else is at in production. So the way we do production is kind of an assembly line way. As you can see where the script and recording are at, it's all kind of hubble-jubble. It's a lot more easy to understand if you're working on the project, but it's pretty much what it's looking like right now. So with an assembly line system, we kind of have every single part of the project or every single part of the episode being worked on simultaneously. Episode 9, lip sync editing is nearly done, and it should be finished before the end of the month, but I'm not, who knows? We only got like maybe 1.5 scenes left to do. Lip sync editing, by the way, is where you basically go and say, oh, I need their mouth to look like what their person who's talking is saying. So we have to go in and manually edit and animate their mouths to what's being said. And that's the majority of the time for the episodes is taken up by lip sync editing. Episode 10. All of the audio just got cleaned up for it, so that one's ready to start lip sync editing next. So they'll be ready to jump on that the minute episode 9 is finished. And we've recorded all of our voice lines all the way up to episode 12. We got something pretty big planned for episode 13, but I don't know if I want to reveal quite what's going on with that one yet. The script writing is currently all the way up to Alabasta, and we're almost done with it. I don't want to put a time frame on Alabasta's script being done or when we might get to Alabasta. That's real far down the line. But I do want you guys to know we've started on the script like over 7 months ago for Alabasta. It's just such a monstrous beast of a arc that we want to make sure we do it justice, and we want to make sure that the characters are portrayed the way we want them to, with their character profile, right? We have a lore built up about every character, and we want to make sure we're not overlapping any kind of lore or making things inconsistent. So with episode 8, we got to be really careful. There's a lot of people involved. Or not 8. We had to do it with 8 too, but with Alabasta, which will be like episode 14. Or 14, probably part 1, 2, and 3. Who knows right now? The script's not quite done yet. We'll divide it up after that. But we want to be very careful here. We want to make sure that every character is treated well and has their right motivations in order. I know some people are probably interested in who's going to be voicing Robin, Chopper, Crocodile, things like that. I like it to be more of a surprise. I would want you guys to be interested in who the actual voice actors are behind the characters. That's the whole goal of this, right? The goal of this, we don't make money off this. Yeah, maybe we get a bit off t-shirt sales, Patreon, but it's pennies. It's a drop in the bucket. I want you guys to be able to enjoy this, and, maybe later on, if we end up getting a little bit more famous and stuff and could get put into more professional projects, which a lot of our voice actors already have pursued professional careers after, working with us. I would like for you guys to kind of remember where we came from and remember who voices these characters. Not just the characters, but the people behind the characters. And since we're on that kind of subject, I want to get into one more thing before I get into a couple of answering some few questions. One thing is that's happening right now is, what's delaying our production a lot, is editors. I want to be upfront and honest with you guys. We go through editors like, I drink Dr. Peppers. I'm unhealthy with the amount of Dr. Peppers I drink. We probably lost around 7 editors, which was the most we had in a long time, in the last month or 2. It has been a pretty big hit to us, because this stuff needs a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time in order to teach somebody how to do the editing that we need. And we want to go for the highest quality possible, so that, one, it looks good to you guys, and the less noticeable the edits are to you guys, the better the product is, right? It's a thankless job, lip sync editing, and that's the primary role we need right now. If you have any editing experience, or if you're fresh and brand new to it, I'm putting it out there right now. I would love for you guys to be a part of our group and hit me up on Discord and let me know if you are interested. Now, caveats to that, you gotta be 18 at least. That's the one thing I really am strongly for, is 18. 18 plus, I don't want anybody under the age of 18 working for me. Our Discord is also 18 plus for reasons. I don't want minors on there. Plain and simple. Discord's already bad enough a place as it is, so I want to keep it friendly and I want to keep it protected. Last thing, sorry we had to get a little dark there. But that's just kind of how I am. I'm just kind of talking off the cuff here, trying to update you guys on what's going on. So I'll summarize. You want to be part of the team? Hit me up on Discord. It's going to be, I'll link it in the description. I'm Experimental Menace on Discord. And if you haven't checked out the album yet, please just give it a listen. It's on YouTube. It's in the link in the description. It's on Spotify, iTunes, all these places. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Kensington. He's our composer. Did an amazing job on it. Shit made me cry the first time I heard the final release of it. Now that all the heavy shit's off my chest, let's take a breath. And I want to address some questions we had I'm just going to do one today because it's kind of been a long update video since I haven't done one in a long time. And I'm going to try to do this weekly. I want to make sure that you guys are constantly updated. So, I had a question from Twisted Wolf 8422. Okay, I know the answer is most likely yes, but how many bass speakers are on the Mary? The answer is yes. No, there is a legitimate answer to this, believe it or not. And then I'll hit up your follow-up question. Where did they put the subwoofers? Well, my friend, I just so happen to have a diagram to show you exactly where the subwoofer is. So this is the men's quarter. Usopp actually built the bass speaker. Here's your water wheel that powers and amplifies a transponder snail, and then whatever music you want to play is put into the speaker here. Then the wires travel down to the middle to the coil and power the coil, and this entire red box here is a square bass speaker that fills up the entire men's quarter. Luffy and Usopp, right after Arlong Park, weren't quite done partying. So, while everybody else was, hammered still and wasted, they went onto the boat and made this monstrosity. And, of course, well, Nami didn't know about it because she doesn't go in the men's quarters. It stinks. They don't bathe. So Usopp and Luffy made this thing. Luffy kind of just stood there and tried to stretch out and become the bass speaker at one point. And Usopp was like, that's not going to work. How are you going to jam with me if, the bass speaker, if you are the bass speaker? And he said, good point. So, yeah, after their party, they collected all the sunglasses, the shades, and everything. And were bumping when they pulled up on Full Body. Nami was just like, you know what? I'll let him have this one. Because they kind of saved my ass, not gonna lie. They saved my ass. I like him. I'll let him have this one. But she promptly then told them to tear it down afterward. That's basically it. I hope that answers your question, Twisted Wolf. Appreciate you guys so much. And I love you all. Hope you guys follow your dreams and pursue whatever you want to do in life with the utmost gusto. Thanks for stopping in, and I'll see you guys next week. Feel free to ask more questions, and I'll try to address a couple more questions next time. Thanks so much. Bye. Like and subscribe and support the official release!